guys, how are you doing? It's Catherine and it is day 16 of Designer December. Oh my gosh, we made it this far. Yes, we are still running a day or so behind, but we're working to catch up as quickly as we can, and we still have loads to bring you for Designer December. So what we're doing is every day until Christmas, we are giving you a whole bunch of new images in Tangent templates, and we're releasing them pack by pack. So you can really play with them, make some really fun designs with them, and hopefully get really, really creative with them. We're kind of designing them in mind so that you can mix and match the different designs together. Like you can put infographics or comic strips with any of our illustrations, like the butterflies or stars or hearts. Mix them all up and come up with some really unique designs. Thank you for all the kind messages you guys have been leaving. We really appreciate them. I think you can hopefully tell we've been working really hard on this, and we really want this to be the best tool it can be and the most flexible tool it can be. So we're working as hard as we can and as fast as we can towards that goal. We have been making small updates here and there to the interior designer. So you should be seeing each day it's running a little bit smoother, a little bit faster, and hopefully you can really feel that this is becoming a very powerful tool. So let's have a look at today's images, because this is a really fun one. We have added ugly sweaters. So let's take a look at these. I'm going to first of all show you a blank page just to show you what the images look like. So if you scroll all the way down, oh my gosh, look how many images we have in here now. If you scroll down all the way, you can see we've added 2 new folders today. We've added ugly sweaters and holidays. So let's take a look at the ugly sweaters first. So we've given you several sweaters. So there's a couple of very traditional sweaters in there, like this one. It's got kind of a fun hand-drawn feel there, which is kind of intentional. We want it to look sort of like the bullet journal hand-drawn feel. We also have some more, like this is some more stylized t-shirt there. And guys, this is really fun. If you're making books, I know one of the sort of blank books people like to make is t-shirt design books. So there's nothing to stop you actually just using this design for people to design t-shirts on. And you could put sort of information on here like keywords. Oh, I don't like that font. Let's have a friendlier font. What's a good one? Maybe quicksand. So you could actually create a book for merch designers that just has these kind of templates in. So this would be a really fun thing you could do there and make a t-shirt book with this. But I digress. Let's go back to ugly sweaters. There we go. So yeah, we've added a few different sweater designs. There's another one. And there's also, I really like the hoodie design that we have here. So there's a hoodie as well. So you can have a lot of fun with this. You can make books for people who design clothes, or you can make this for kids. Like this would be a really fun thing to put on like a kid's planner. Like, have you put your clothes on today? Start with your hoodie. Like you can, I hope kids are putting their clothes on. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm kind of a hippie. But there you go. You could use this in a kid's planner or a kid's journal. So let's get to the ugliness. All right, here we go. So these are ugly sweater images. And what we've done with these are really just pixelated images. So I don't know, let's grab the little snowman there, and let's grab a stocking. There we go. And what else have we got? Some snowflakes. There's some really pretty snowflakes in here. Put a snowflake there, and let's copy that and put a snowflake over here. And quite a few of you have been asking about how to align images. So let's look at this actually. So I'm going to look at the size of this snowflake. So it's 1.6 by 1.6. So what I'm going to do is select all of these, and I'm going to actually resize them height-wise. And the reason I'm doing height is because you can see this stocking has slightly different ratio to the other images. So I think I'm going to get a better result if I size by height. So let's take a look at this. There we go. Okay, so now let's bring that down a bit. You can see these are all the same size now. So now I've sized those. I'm going to grab them and I'm going to align those to the bottom. So I want to use the vertical alignment, which will basically align them up or down or in the middle. And I'm going to align them to bottom. There you go. You can see those shift slightly. So those should be perfectly aligned at the bottom. They should all be the same size. And now the last step, I'm going to do distribute and space them evenly so they're evenly set out. So now we have like a little bar. This is like a little ugly sweater bar. So you can make this smaller. You can copy it. I just did the copy and paste. So if you do that, this is really fun because now you can make more images. So let's distribute those. Now, I'll tell you a trick with distributing images like these. So this is one way I distribute images. So let's move these down to the bottom and let's work with some other images. In fact, we'll stick with the ugly sweater. Now, what I tend to do, so let's grab some snowflakes. There we go. And I want to show you it's actually quite quick to lay out lines of images. Let's put a little gingerbread man in there as well. Okay, so this is kind of a mess. So what I'm going to do, let's move those down. Now, first of all, I'm going to resize this mess. So I'm group selecting them by dragging them all. And again, I'm going to size by height. Actually, for this, I want them to go down the screen. So I'm going to size by width. And I'm going to stick with that size of, I'm going to do 0.67. That's a little small. I'm going to go with 1 inch. Okay, so I've sized those all to 1 inch. Now, it looks like a horrible mess. So the next thing I'm going to do is stack them top to bottom. Boom, that's laid them out really nicely. So now I have those as a little bar. Now, the problem is they're all kind of squashed together and this doesn't really fit my space. So what I'm going to do is bring this guy down to the bottom. And what I love doing is distribute evenly. And the reason I like doing distribute evenly is because it basically arranges all these images between the top image you have selected and the bottom. So if I go distribute evenly now, you can see there it scales them between all these images. Now you know they're all in a good pattern. You can size these around like that as a group. I can copy, I can paste them. There we go. So that's how you can make little trims with these. And just a refresher on how align works. So again, you have several tools there. You have your alignment, which will make all the images line up nicely, left to right or top to bottom. You have the distribute space evenly, you have stack elements, and you have resizing. So a whole bunch of tools that you can work with there. Again, I really like the distribute evenly. Because what you can do, I mean, if I mess this up now and I put all these pieces sort of like this, like, oh no, what a mess. As long as I have my start point and my end point, what I can do is select all of these, align to the left, and distribute evenly. Boom! That's how you can clean up a whole bunch of images really, really quickly. So the alignment should be working really well in Tangent templates now. If you have any issues with it, do let us know. Send us an email at support@tangent.rocks. We are working to make this as flawless as it possibly can be. So let's take a look at the other folder now. If I go to images, you can see we also added this holidays section. Now, this is really fun. We have some Hanukkah designs. There's some Kwanzaa designs in here. These images are here as Kwanzaa images, so you can use those. It's a little drum. We also have, as I say, we have the Hanukkah images, and I used those to make this 8-night planner. So this would be a planner for the 8 nights of Hanukkah. You can put your menu for food, so each night you can put what you're going to eat and what activity you're going to do as a family. So that's a great way to plan family activities. We also added these cute little animals. Oh my gosh, I love these animals. So I just put them here to decorate this simple note paper. So you can go and find the images. They're under holidays. There's 6 of these little animals here. There's the bear, fox, squirrel. I think there's a little reindeer. A couple of others there. So there's 6 little animals we've added. We've also added gingerbread men. And these are really fun. So one thing I did with the gingerbread men is I made this game, which is the Great Gingerbread Race, which is basically my attempt to gamify math, because anything that makes maths more fun is probably a good thing. So Ted, the gingerbread man, is lonely. Solve the sums and help him find his friends. So there he is. If you solve all the sums, you can pick up each of his little friends. And I like how they've all got a little personality, if you see. There's like the happy one, the sad one, the one who's like, ah, and the one who's like, ah. So you can pick up all his 4 friends on the way. And there he is at the end with his friends, and he's all happy. So just a fun way of gamifying math. You can change this around. I mean, you could do things. You could put the sums up there and maybe put space for people to solve them, for children to solve them. So you can really make the format of this anything you like. I used the snowflakes. I actually used our old folder of snowflakes. So we have a very big folder with some really pretty snowflakes up here. So we actually have 2 styles of snowflake now. These are the snowflakes that have always been in Tangent templates, or at least always in the interior designer. And these are very clean, crisp images. They're beautiful on colouring pages or activity pages like this. We also have, if I go to images, we also have, these are the new ones, the pixel snowflakes. So you can see it's just a different style depending on what kind of pages that you want to design with these snowflakes. So, okay, that's a fun page there. Oh, I should say with the gingerbread men, I'll go to this page where I have some room to work. If we get the gingerbread men here, what we've done is we've actually given you some options with the gingerbread men. So there's a completely blank one. If you want to just decorate it, you can absolutely do that. I mean, you can use little circles for eyes. Like, you can get sort of creative with this and have fun with it, and probably want to make it bigger if you're going to design on it. You can design your own gingerbread man like that. We also have the same, this is another blank gingerbread man, but he's actually got a bit of a shadow, so he has kind of the 3-dimensional effect. There's also one with buttons. What's fun about this is that we've given you a bunch of faces. So you can pretty much make the gingerbread man or lady look exactly how you want it to look. You can have different facial expressions, different looks. I mean, you could even get really creative with this and go, where have we got bows? Christmas gifts. We have some bows. So you could even grab like a little bow and put a bow on her head. We just give you the tools here so you can get as creative as you like with these and have fun with them. There we go. There's a gingerbread lady. So another way that I use these gingerbread people is I made a little mood tracker here. And I also used the ugly sweater designs to make this border and to decorate the tree. So I actually used several banners and then just pasted them all together in a row. So that was how I did that. The tree comes from Christmas gifts. So in the Christmas gifts folder that was, I don't know, about a week ago. It's a long time ago. In the Christmas gifts folder, you can see we've got several trees that you can decorate. I used this one here. And we actually added to the ornaments. So we also have an ornaments folder there. We actually added all these blank ornaments to that folder. So this would be a really fun page for you to colour in an ornament for each day leading up to Christmas. That would be kind of a fun thing you could do. And I made it a mood tracker by using the gingerbread men to represent different moods. And if you're not sure about what a mood tracker is, I've talked about them a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. But basically it's a tool where you create a lot of blank objects or spaces or shapes, and then there's one for each day of the month, and you colour them in to represent your mood for each day of the month. And of course you can use them for other things. You can track other things apart from your mood. You can track things like the temperature. That would be really nice if you were travelling or on vacation, on holiday. You could track the temperature for each day of your stay. You could also track things like whether you didn't drink alcohol for the day, or how healthy your diet was for the day, or how much you worked out. Like if you did 5 miles of walking a day, you could colour it in green. If you did 3 miles, you could colour it in blue, and so on. So there's a lot of ways to use mood trackers. They don't literally have to be about mood, but it's just a sort of quick way to show you how to use these. So let's take a quick look through some of the other designs that I've created here. This is just a really fun page that would work well in a kid's puzzle book or activity book. And it's just like a blank sweater, or a sweater with enough blank space for kids to colour in whatever they want or draw in whatever they want. I mean, I can see kids wanting to draw in their Minecraft characters, their Roblox characters, something like that, just to make it really fun. So that would be a fun activity to include in the book. Another activity you can do, I created a Dear Santa letter. This is what I'm going to be sending Santa totally this year. Dear Santa, I have been nice this year. And if I scroll in, you can see these are dotted so kids can write over them. This is actually going to print US letter size. So it looks small on the page, but actually this is going to print in US letter size. So these small details, you're going to see them very clearly when they're printed in your book. And I used a cute bunny there. And I actually used one of the envelopes from the postage folder, which is there. And of course, you can get really creative with this. You can add, I don't know, little postmarks, like little shapes to your envelope to make it more sort of creative like that. You want to stay out of those margins. I almost put the postmark into the margin, but there you go. There's a lot of images you can use in postage. If you want to create postcards to Santa, you could probably use these blank postcards. I'm ruining my design here. But you could use a blank postcard and you could do a Dear Santa on that. You could customize the postcard with some Christmas sweater designs, something like that. But yeah, that's a really cute, simple design. I've used the ugly sweater pictures here just to kind of show you the style. This isn't one of my best works, but I really like how these look down the side of a page. And they give you kind of a traditional Christmassy feel. I think they'd work really well for gamers as well. They have a sort of pixelated feel. So I think anyone who's into 8-bit gaming, you could probably get really creative with making gamified pages for them, like your Christmas quest, something like that. So that would be another way to use these Christmas sweater designs. Also, we added to the checklists. So we actually have a checklist folder in here. I've added a few additional checklists to this. In fact, I think I made a page with just checklist designs. Yeah, I did. So these are some of the checklists that we've added to the checklist folder. And these are great for adding to any of your designs. So instead of having the gingerbread men, for example, on this mood tracker here, instead of using those, I could totally use this banner and make this a mood tracker. So I could color in those squares and say happy, sad. I did a very similar design on day one, actually, when we talked about mood trackers and habit trackers for the first time. So you can see how to use that on day one. There's also some heart-shaped checklists. These are great for Valentine's Day, for dating journals, especially for like teenagers, young people. That would be kind of, I sound so old. For young people, those would be a really fun sort of checklist you could use in dating journals, relationship journals, or just to say, I really love something. So that's another fun addition that we've made with this update. So I think that's all the designs that I've got to show you today. So yeah, we had the ugly sweater, the Christmas to-do list with more ugly sweaters, and the menu at Grandma's. We made some really pretty writing paper using the little animals. And that ornament there, that came from the Christmas ornaments. So as I say, we've got really pretty ornaments, and we also have blank ornaments for you to decorate. And these are great for colouring pages. So we did the handwriting paper, the Hanukkah planner, the December moods. It's kind of a complex mood tracker. I had fun putting all these little images onto the tree. You can see they're all individual images on there. And then I had the checklists and the gingerbread men race, which I think is really fun. And we talked about alignment as well. So we looked at how to align all these images. So there you go. I hope you have a lot of fun with all these new images, all these new features that we're adding to Tangent templates. We're hoping that by the end of this, you will be able to create pretty much anything with Tangent templates. I know a lot of you guys are asking things like, can I add my own pictures? Well, that's something we're definitely working on, not at the moment. But the great thing with Tangent templates is it lets you build things that are really hard to build in other tools. For example, all the yearly trackers, the weekly trackers, anything like that. These things are a pain to design. So what you can do is create your designs in Tangent templates. If you want to add your own images, you can pull these into Keynote, into PowerPoint. You can also convert them to PNGs and bring them into Canva. In fact, the way you do that, you go to More Tools and you use the PDF Inspector, which will let you check your PDF through. You save it from the interior designer, upload it here, and it will let you convert your document into PNGs, which are ready to drop into Canva. So that's a really helpful tip. If you enjoy using Canva, you want to add color to these, you want to add your own images, you can absolutely do that. Just convert them to PNGs first. We're working on letting you add your own images. We're working on a whole bunch of other features for this, and we're just trying to work on it as quickly as we can. So I hope you enjoy where we're at with this. I hope you enjoy all the new images, and we will see you tomorrow for day 17. Have a good one, guys. Bye.